Right, I absolutely must preface this video by saying the subject of today is not a comedian. This isn't some brilliantly put together parody of a ridiculous person. They just are this absurd. You might think, but sick, you've covered the silliest people, surely. No, you don't understand. It's just, you know what? You've been told. Do with this information what you will, but let's just go.
Stop asking me what books I read.
Yeah, obviously, he reads all the books, because this is Andrew Tate, the world's smartest brainer. We covered that in his amazing Proof for God video, where he proved God was real by going to church. Yeah, that and being half naked, getting oiled by a random woman for no reason.
I do not read books. I don't read books. I never read books.
I can't read books. I can barely fit them in my mouth. And unless it's 100% pictures, then there's simply no way for me to understand what the content of that book is even supposed to be. And that makes me smart somehow. You know, I might be taking the piss, but the worst part is I'm not even that far off. Just you wait.
I've already told the story of the one book I've read in my adult life when I was in a jail cell.
Oh my god, so many red flags. First, you've read one f***ing book. Like, did you not even manage to read any in school? They pretty much force you to, unless, well, there are reasons that you couldn't. But anyway, so one whole book, and that was whilst you were in jail. Jeez, what's the betting it was less of a book and more of a pamphlet titled How to Sound Like the Most Smug Idiot Ever by Kent Hovind, who was his cellmate probably.
I don't read books any other time unless I literally am in jail. I refuse to read books, and the reason I refuse to read books...
Alright, here we are, peoples. Here comes his brilliant reasoning for not reading books. A reason so profound and meaningful that it definitely won't make you all somehow smack your heads in unison, even though you probably aren't watching at the same time. Creating a cracking sound that everyone on the planet won't hear, but they will feel and wonder just what the f*** happened.
It's because I do something that supplements reading books, and it's called living life.
Yep, he is definitely someone who thinks that the vague living my life cliche is something that actually means anything. Tell me, Andrew, how would living life supplement your legal defense knowledge enough that you could win a case on a super obscure technicality that hasn't been relevant for 50 years? I mean, it's possible in the slimmest of circumstances, but for everyone else who doesn't have the most niche experience ever, that's not going to work. Better to crack out the books and do some goddamn research. Well, better to get the interns to do it, but that's still reading being beneficial to you, so...
Reading books is a very cheap way to, I guess, entertain. I wouldn't call it entertainment because my brain is far too advanced.
Right, yeah, that was the bit that I know so many of you are just going to be sat there thinking, no way, Sig, no one could be that. That's just too much. But I'm so sorry, there are some people out there who really do think like this. It's sad, but it's true. And the only way to get rid of them is to blow up the planet. I could think of a better way to do that, but my brain is far too advanced to waste on such a petty pursuit as saving lives.
I'm too smart to read. I'm not going to sit there and go, smart people read.
No, smart people don't know how to read. Smart people get so drunk that they can't even make out what the fuzzy shapes on the pages of a book even are. They also can't remember the word book and call it squiggly line house.
I need action. I need constant chaos in my life to feel content. I need to be driving a supercar and fucking fighting.
Not gonna lie, mate. That doesn't sound like you're smart. That sounds like you have an attention disorder of some description. Not being able to pay attention to something unless it's extremely stimulating. It's actually a sign of an issue with dopamine. That also doesn't mean that people with issues like that are any particular intelligence level. Like, I have similar issues and I'm a fucking idiot. Not that that's saying anything about you, of course.
Fucking a bunch of hoes and champagne and going crazy. I can't just sit there, and the pirate on the boat. Like,
wait, what books are you trying to read? Is it children's books that you're having difficulty with? Oh, God damn it. Now, I will say, struggling with books is not necessarily a sign that you lack intelligence. But not being able to do that is in no way a definitive sign that you am the big smart because you can't pay attention. It's simply a thing that you struggle with. This is like saying you are far beyond everyone else because you can't figure out how to use the grill function on your oven, which, as we all know, is impossible to figure out anyway.
It's for people with slow brains. You know,
I'm sorry, what? No, seriously, what? Some of the most quick-witted people who have ever existed are also incredibly well-read. People who could think absolute circles around both of us. Although, so could a sack of dead slugs, but the point still stands. Books are for people with slow brains may very well be the most asinine thing I think I have ever heard a Who-man say.
there's different kinds of intelligence, and there are smart people with slow brains. But the smartest people in the world also have quick brains. My brain moves quickly.
So quickly, in fact, that it shot right past the idea that if there are smart people with slow brains, then there must be f***ing morons with quick ones. Ergo, assuming you are right and you halves the fast brain, just because that doesn't mean that you're smart, as evidenced by, well, you, obviously.
And I can't read a book. I can't read a book. I can't do it. There's no book thrilling enough.
What has thrilling got to do with the consumption of knowledge? And if you don't actually mean books, but specifically novels, well, again, so fast that you missed out on that word, eh? And there are a lot of books that are incredibly engrossing for various reasons. But you wouldn't know that because I don't think you've even tried to read them. And just thrill isn't the only thing that you need to become engaged. Funny or titillating or just plain interesting, all sorts of things that could engage one in a book. And again, just because someone finds those things in the book they're reading doesn't mean they are the big dumb. And I think this whole thing is just pure projection. Me am not the dumb for not do good book. Everyone else be the dumb.
It's the same reason why I can't watch TV. I cannot watch Netflix. I can't. Because if I sit and put Netflix on, I end up just sitting on my phone.
Oh my god. Dude, I am the very same. Very easily distracted. But you know the difference between you and me? Instead of thinking, this am bad cause me no attention, I actually work on my ability to focus because it's not a flaw in reality that my brain likes to flit. It's an issue for me. And it is an issue. It can make some things extremely difficult to do. I mean, I just did my taxes and that was f***ing brutal. But I did it because I have to. And if I were to just sit there thinking, you know what, I'm not going to do my taxes because I am too smart for this shit. The government are going to come down on me like a ton of bricks. Not going to feel so smart then, am I?
Because my phone, I can do a whole bunch of stuff, and Netflix is just background noise. It's not enough to entertain me. No show is thrilling enough.
Yeah, dude, you clearly have something along the lines of ADHD. Now, me am not doctor, so no diagnose, but that in itself wouldn't make you stupid or anything. Far from it. But it also isn't something that means you are some kind of ultra genius. Those things are unrelated aspects of a person. But the fact that your brain wants lots of input doesn't mean you're actually going to be bringing quality output to the table. And I think it's this type of thinking that makes debate me bros. Now, I don't know if you are one of those people, said in quotations, with disdain. But if you were, it would be that you can technically think of something to say to an opponent very quickly, but the quality of what you said will be basically zero. And that doesn't really matter to you, especially when the fact that someone has to stop and think about what you said to actually rebuke you, in your mind will just mean that they're dumb. But again, the fact that you said it fast does in no way mean that you said it smart. And conversely, you could hear something that's way over your head, but your fast brain just grabs onto a tiny bit that you understood. And quick as you can, you blurt out the first thing that comes into your head and so on and so forth. Until the whole thing is just meaningless. I wonder why I don't like internet debates.
I can barely watch YouTube videos because people talk so slowly. Have you ever YouTubed something?
Nah, never even heard of YouTube. Is that some sort of thing that only idiots would do? I'll bet it is, 'cause you have the attention span of a box of raisins. And I mean, can you imagine if you were a YouTuber and the irony that you make low-tier, low-effort brain content and then call everyone else out as doing the same? That would make you sound like a right f***ing pleb, wouldn't it? And yes, before you say it, but I know I'm shit.
Like how to use your phone's camera. Whatever, some bullshit.
Oh God, you see, the examples he gives of things is so friggin' telling. First, it was the simple storybook about a pirate on a boat. Now he had to look up a video tutorial on how to use a phone's camera, something that by rights a man of his age who was probably an adult through the 2010s, and apparently spends more time fiddling with his phone than paying attention to things or reading, should really know how to use a camera on a phone. It's almost like he's kinda thick or something. Almost.
Hi, welcome to the channel today, and today I'm going to show you how to use your phone's camera. So before we start, if you'd like and subscribe...
Skip.
I'm sorry, I don't get it. I think he was supposed to be putting on a different voice or talking slower or being inane or something, but for some reason I just couldn't tell the difference and it seemed exactly the same. It's really weird that, seeing as he is so compelling and smart sounding and all that jazz. Maybe he just can't not be a charismatic super smarter. Or you know, the other one.
I can't even fucking listen to their shit for more than 3 fucking seconds. It pisses me off.
Yeah, wouldn't it be awful if you couldn't listen to someone for more than a few seconds at a time without having to desperately interject because everything they say drives you completely crazy? Thankfully, that never happens to me, and I certainly didn't go on to make a job out of it.
Everything's slow, and reading books is exceptionally slow.
Wait, what? No, seriously, what is he talking about? Of all the things that made the least sense to me, I don't know about anyone else, but I tend to read in my head as fast or a little bit faster than people speak. I don't know what that says about me and my dumbass, but I'm more interested in what it says about him. Probably that he is the smartest person alive. Yeah, that must be it.
So, how do I supplement the knowledge that books provide?
Oh, go off with your air quotes. It's knowledge, real knowledge, and is absolutely useful and attainable via, and often only via, reading. Just because you are incapable of sitting down and staring at a book for more than 5 seconds doesn't make their value any less to the rest of us. And the fact that you can't do something doesn't somehow mean that you are somehow better than everyone else. Usually, the inability to do something is considered a flaw. You arrogant goof.
And how did I become such a genius?
I imagine it was from all those times your parents accidentally dropped you on your head from several flights of stairs. Or maybe it was from all those tasty bleached smoothies you made for yourself when you were a toddler. Perhaps it is just the fact that you are lacking self-awareness that just makes you better than everyone else. Who knows?
Well, there's 2 answers to that question. 1, I don't think books provide knowledge.
I mean, they objectively do, but what do I know? You're sat there talking to a camera that's having its footage taken and manipulated by computers and then fired over a global network to far, far too many computers and mobile phones. But the technology to do that, well, that shit just fell out of the sky, and not one bit of written information was involved in their creation. And I have 3 reasons why that's the big correct. 1,
I don't think.
2,
I don't think.
and 3,
I don't think.
and really, there's nothing you can say to convince me otherwise.
Books provide information, but information is not knowledge.
How the f*** is information not knowledge? Knowledge is knowing things, and the things you know are in fact information. Oh God, it's almost like you are so unbelievably smart that you've gone all the way back round to being completely incapable of even wordsing anymore.
My kickboxing coach used to say to me, there's one way to learn a lesson, the hard way.
Oh yeah, of course. Kickboxing coaches, those fountains of academic rigour. And don't you find reading books really, really hard? So you know, does that not sound just a teensy bit like you have no idea what your point is? Although let's be fair, that's assuming he even has a point, and that's about as likely as me not being drunk.
And there's only one other way to learn a lesson, the harder way.
I can just see Professor Punchy teaching Physics 101 and he runs out and just starts punching the crap out of you while shouting, "Learn! Learn! Learn, damn you!" Honestly, I think that might be more distracting than a good way to encourage me to actually retain knowledge. When you go do a test or whatever, you're just going to get to a question on trigonometry and have massive flashbacks to getting repeatedly punched in the face. Ah, memories.
And it's absolutely true. You have to feel it to believe it.
Wait, is that the end? Oh God. Oh no. That was just the beginning. This is the intro. No, I won't. I cannot do it. And because I can't do it, that means that anyone who can watch the rest of his video is clearly a moron. You know what, in this case, might have a point. Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the